are mere casuals.
It's time for the news.
So the releasings we have this week are regarding the DPS stats. You'll see a chart. Looks like Survival Hunter is pulling into number 2 ranking now. That's a surprise. Looks like the Trap Launcher is doing you folks just fine. We got the Unholy Death Knight still at the top. Affliction Warlock underneath. Feral Druid. Assassination Rogue. Fire Mage. Okay, let's check out. So, Survival Hunter with the Trap Launcher. Sam, you might be able to pull right into the top status. Combat Rogue is mid. Like, it's down near the bottom. In fact, Ret Pally, seems to do a little better. So, yeah, that Survival Hunter really pulled up. It went from, I think, number 11, 7 or 11 last week. Or last time I got one of these anyway. And it's right up in number 2. So, Trap Launcher for the win. And in case you're living under a rock right now until the November 1st, so end of October, just the 1st of November, Hallow's End is going on. If you haven't finished the Long Strange Trip, now's a good time to get into it. There's a lot of new things with this year's. You can access it through the Dungeon Finder. Just pick the bottom selection. Groups you up pretty quick. If you need to look at the guide, I did pin it in our Discord. It's discord.me/mere casuals to join our Discord, and you can see that pin. You do a run. You can do as many runs as you want on the Headless Horseman for your chance at the rings. Anything else you're getting from there essentially drops in the loot bag, which you get once a day with 2 frost badges, which include the reins, the blades, the helm, the squashlings, both helms. You know, that epic 1 armor helm. There are a number of other achievements you can get. The guide shows you all the different places you have to visit. It shows you all the wands you need to get to complete this. Make sure you get your epic mount for the Long Strange Trip. It is a 310 flying speed. This popped up in the news, although it kind of hits Diablo more than it hits us, but apparently Invincible and Frostmourne have shown up in Diablo 4. So all of us that continue to try and get this extremely low drop rate here in World of Warcraft, we can just play Diablo 4 and have it given to us. Alright, so hot fixes for this week. They fixed an issue that prevents the weekly raid quest from being offered after the weekly reset. I saw that last week. Seems to have been just a 1-week thing. All versions of the Ashen Verdoc reputation rings, all versions of the Ashen Verdict reputation rings are now unique equipped. 10-player instance Upper Blackrock Spire was unintentionally listed in the random dungeon finder and has been removed. And it fixed the bug that prevented the use of mounts that are items only. So what I think this means, because it doesn't explain, that you might have been, I don't know what it means. You probably could have clicked it out of your bag, but now it's in your mount tab. If you haven't visited your tabs, by the way, check them out. You got the toy box. I know there's a lot of people that didn't know it was there. You have the heirlooms, so you no longer need to keep an heirloom piece because you can create it as you need it on any tune. And the downside to that is that I think the enchants will not carry forward. You'll have to re-enchant it every time. And this little bit has just been released, so I'm not overly familiar with it, but apparently there's some promotional items available on the Taiwan Wrath Classic Realms. So it seems they're doing a lot for them because they got a nice little puppet video. Now they're getting some mount. When you purchase 90 days of game time, you receive the Magic Rooster mount in Wrath Lich King Classic. It's exciting, a rooster mount. Looks like there's a few fixes on the Omen of Clarity. It just seems they can't leave that little glyph alone. Feel free to read that up. It says your Omen of Clarity talent has a 100% chance to be triggered by successfully casting Fairy Fire Feral. What's been crossed out is, but all physical damage you deal is reduced by 5%. So it looks like your damage will not be reduced by 5%. I feel like that might be some old news, but it just popped up. So these mounts, regarding the Magic Rooster, it summons and dismisses a rideable Magic Rooster. And I quote, no, seriously, this is a very fast mount. Now the riding turtle, it summons and dismisses a rideable turtle. It may be slow, but it gets you off your feet, and it has been changed from an aquatic type to a ground type, however that affects you. We have the Blazing Hippogriff. So the Blazing Hippogriff that showed up in the PTR is available. It is a very fast flying mount. It does change depending on your riding skill, but it still does not tell us how you get it. More to come, I would imagine. I did see that though in the Taiwan releases. So, the Blazing Hippogriff is a very fast mount, although it does alter according to your riding skill. From what I understand, this was a TCG mount, so it's from the trading card game, and it's available to the people in Taiwan. If you're listening to us from Taiwan. So, that is the news for this week. So this just in. As soon as I finished this video, we got some new updated DPS rankings, and it turns out the Survival Hunter has surpassed the Unholy Death Knight. It's unbelievable. It's up there at the top. It's number 1. Trap Launcher really has done quite a bit for Survival Hunter. I'm going to leave this chart here for you, for those of you that are watching this on video, to get a nice big look. But you got Survival Hunter, followed by Unholy Death Knight, followed by Feral Druid, followed by Affliction Warlock, followed by Fire Mage, followed by Marksman Hunter, followed by Assassination Rogue, followed by Retribution Paladin, followed by Fury Warrior, followed by Frost Death Knight, followed by Destruction Warlock, and not finally, but it's where I'm going to stop because this is where I am, followed by Combat Rogue. So those are the updated DPS rankings that just came out as soon as I finished this. Enjoy.